Welcome to the English Podcast Station. This video is for English learners. You will learn many new words. You will hear simple sentences. This will help you understand English better. We will tell a story. It is the story of Bill Gates. He changed the world. You will learn about computers. You will learn about success. Pay close attention. You can pause and repeat. This will help your listening skills. We hope you enjoy this learning journey. Chapter 1. The Early Spark. Bill Gates was a boy. He grew up in Seattle. This was in the 1950s and 60s. He was a bright kid. He loved to read. He loved to learn new things. His parents were educated. They supported his interests. Bill went to a special school. It was called Lakeside School. This school had a new thing. It was a computer. This was very rare then. Most schools did not have them. Bill was very excited. He saw the computer. It looked like a big machine. It had many buttons. It had many lights. He was curious about it. He wanted to know how it worked. This was the start. This was the beginning of his journey. The computer sparked his interest. He spent many hours there. He learned to use it. He learned to program it. He was fascinated. Chapter 2. Coding Adventures at Lakeside. At Lakeside School, Bill spent a lot of time. He was not alone. He had friends. One friend was Paul Allen. Paul also loved computers. They were good friends. They learned together. They learned about programming. They used a language called BASIC. It was a new language. It was easier to learn. They wrote simple programs. They played games on the computer. They even created their own games. They sometimes stayed up all night. They were at the computer lab. They were very dedicated. Their passion grew stronger. They saw the computer's power. They saw its potential. They dreamed about what computers could do. This was more than just a hobby. It was becoming a serious passion. They were young, but they had big ideas. Chapter 3. The Troubles and the Triumph. Bill and Paul faced some problems. Computer time was expensive. The school's computer was shared. They needed more time. They wanted to experiment more. They found a way. They found a company. This company had a computer. It was a big machine. They made a deal. They would find bugs. They would fix errors. In return, they got free computer time. This was a smart move. They learned a lot from this. They learned how real computers worked. They learned about software. They learned about fixing problems. They spent countless hours. They were persistent. They were determined. This experience was very important. It helped them learn fast. It made them better programmers. It showed them how to solve problems. This was a key part of their learning. Chapter 4. The Idea for Microsoft. After high school, Bill went to college. He went to Harvard University. He studied law, but his mind was still on computers. Paul Allen also went to college, but they stayed in touch. They talked often. One day, Paul saw something. It was a magazine. The magazine had a picture. It was a new computer. It was called the Altair 8800. This was a very small computer. It was for personal use. It was different from big computers. Paul told Bill about it. They both got excited. This was a big moment. They saw a new chance. This computer needed software. It needed a program to run it. They had an idea. They could write this program. They could make software for this new computer. This was a big risk, but they believed in their idea. Chapter 5. Dropping out of Harvard. Bill Gates made a big decision. He decided to leave Harvard. This was a brave choice. His parents were surprised. They wanted him to finish college. But Bill had a vision. He saw the future of computers. He saw that personal computers would be important. He believed in his idea. He believed in his dream. Paul Allen also left his college. They decided to work together. They moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. This was where the Altair Computer Company was. They started a new company. They called it Microsoft. The name combined microcomputer and software. This was a big step. It was a leap of faith. They were young, but they had a clear goal. They wanted to make software. They wanted to make computers easy to use. Chapter 6. The first big break. BASIC for Altair. Microsoft's first big project was BASIC. It was a programming language. It was for the Altair computer. This was a very difficult task. They had to work fast. They had to work very hard. They faced many challenges, but they were determined. They finally finished the program. They delivered it to the Altair company. It worked. This was a huge success. It showed that Microsoft could deliver. It showed their talent. This was a turning point. It gave them credibility. It gave them confidence. Other computer companies noticed them. They started getting more requests. Microsoft was growing. They were becoming known. This first program was a very important step. It opened many doors for them. Chapter 7. The IBM deal. One of the biggest moments for Microsoft was the IBM deal. IBM was a huge computer company. They were building a new personal computer. They needed an operating system. This is the main software. It makes the computer run. IBM approached Microsoft. They wanted an operating system. Bill Gates saw a huge opportunity. He did not have a ready operating system, but he was smart. He made a deal. He bought an existing operating system. It was called QDOS. He renamed it MS-DOS. Then he licensed it to IBM. This was a brilliant move. He did not sell the rights. He kept the ownership. This was very important for Microsoft's future. The IBM PC became very popular. And with it, MS-DOS became very popular too. Chapter 8. The rise of MS-DOS. MS-DOS became the standard. It was on almost every IBM PC and on other compatible computers. Microsoft became a very important company. They were at the center of the personal computer revolution. Bill Gates was a visionary. He saw that software was key. He understood the market. He worked tirelessly. He made sure MS-DOS was good. He made sure it worked well. The company grew fast. They hired more people. They developed more software. Microsoft was no longer a small startup. It was a major player. Bill Gates was becoming famous. His ideas were changing the world. This was the era of personal computers, and Microsoft was leading the way. Chapter 9. The birth of Windows. MS-DOS was good, but it was text-based. This meant you typed commands. It was not easy for everyone. Bill Gates had another idea. He wanted a graphical interface. He wanted a way to use the computer with pictures. This was the idea for Windows. Windows used a mouse. You could click on icons. This was much easier for people. It made computers more friendly. It took many years to develop Windows. It was a huge project. There were many challenges. But Bill Gates pushed hard. He believed in Windows. He believed it would make computers accessible. In 1985, the first version of Windows was released. It was a big step forward. It started a new era for computers. Chapter 10. Microsoft dominates the desktop. Windows became very successful. It replaced MS-DOS for most users. More and more people bought computers, and almost all of them ran Windows. Microsoft software was everywhere. They also developed other programs. They made Microsoft Word for writing. They made Microsoft Excel for numbers. These programs were very popular. They were used by millions. Microsoft became a giant. Bill Gates was one of the richest men. He was very influential. He changed how people worked. He changed how people learned. He changed how people communicated. He made computers a part of everyday life. Microsoft's dominance was clear. They were the leaders in software. Chapter 11. The Internet Era and New Challenges. The Internet came along. This brought new challenges. Microsoft had to adapt. They needed to embrace the Internet. They developed Internet Explorer. It was a web browser. They integrated it with Windows. This caused some controversy. Some people thought it was unfair. They said Microsoft had too much power. There were legal battles. But Microsoft continued to innovate. They invested in new technologies. They saw the importance of the Internet. Bill Gates again showed his vision. He understood that the Internet would change everything. He made sure Microsoft was ready for this change. The company faced new competition, but they continued to grow. Chapter 12. Giving Back, the Gates Foundation. Bill Gates became very rich. He achieved great success, but he also wanted to give back. He started a foundation. It was called the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He started it with his wife, Melinda. Their goal was to help people. They wanted to improve health. They wanted to reduce poverty. They gave away billions of dollars. They funded many projects. They helped fight diseases. They helped improve education. This became a big part of Bill's life. He moved away from Microsoft's daily operations. He focused more on philanthropy. He wanted to use his wealth for good. This showed a different side of Bill Gates. Chapter 13. A Legacy of Innovation. Bill Gates left a huge mark. He helped create the computer age. He made computers easy to use. He made software accessible. He changed the world of business. He changed the world of education. He made information available. His company, Microsoft, changed how we live. He showed how one person can have a big impact. He was a visionary. He was a hard worker. He was a risk taker. His story inspires many. It shows what is possible. It shows the power of ideas. It shows the importance of persistence. His legacy is one of innovation. It is one of transformation. Chapter 14. Beyond Microsoft, New Ventures. Even after stepping down from Microsoft, Bill Gates remained active. He continues to be involved in global health. He continues to work on climate change. He invests in new technologies. He is always looking forward. He is always thinking about the future. He is still a very influential person. He writes books. He gives speeches. He shares his knowledge. He encourages new ideas. He is an example of continuous learning. He shows that success is not just about making money. It is also about making a difference. His journey continues. He keeps pushing boundaries. Chapter 15. The Boy Who Coded His Future. So, that is the story of Bill Gates. He started as a boy. He loved computers. He had a dream. He worked very hard. He took risks. He faced challenges. But he never gave up. He built a great company. He became one of the richest people. He became one of the most influential. He changed the world. He then decided to use his wealth to help others. He is truly the boy who coded his future. And in doing so, he helped code the future for all of us. His story shows that with passion and hard work, anything is possible. Keep learning English. Keep dreaming big. You can also code your own future.